Okay, have your fun now. But you'll have to turn around someday. One day, she'll be out of sight for just one moment. And in that moment, I will strike.
What's good, people? Agent Jules reporting for duty. I think I found my new favorite show to watch. Mao Mao and Heroes of Pure Hearts. It's my favorite show, and I can't even remember the title. So Mao Mao was actually a show I saw quite a while ago. I would say probably like at the beginning of the year. I watched through it, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. But I didn't make a video of it until now. But here I am making it. And so I want to talk about it because it does a lot of things right. And I want to dissect it because these are things that I want to do right one day when I make my own stuff. So let us buckle into our favorite aero cycle, put on your safety helmet, get your cybernetic arm on, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's ride into the beautiful skies until we run into a gem and break it, and then be forced to protect its dopey denizens. First off, let's go ahead and acknowledge the picture. So once again, I said fake news. We're not diving into it yet. This picture is of one of my favorite characters, Adorabat. And I'm kind of aping on that famous scene in that Stephen King novel turned movie, Misery. Not the famous scene where she knocks out his ankles with a sledgehammer, but another one where the knife. The reason why I did the knife or the sledgehammer, even though the sledgehammer is technically more iconic, is because that knife shot is much more was much easier to do, given the fact that Adorabat is all head and no body. So her holding a hammer to kind of match the same scene would have been difficult, whereas like her holding a knife next to her face looks better, but it gives out that same creeper vibe that happened in Misery. Anyway, let's actually talk about the cartoon. Why do I love Mao Mao so much? Well, it's the reason why I really enjoyed The Owl House so much. The characters. Pretty much all the characters I love watching. I love their characterizations. I love the way they interact with one another. I love how they react to situations thrown at them. I get this nice sense that I see a full range of emotions from them. They react to certain ways, both within and subverting their character archetypes, which is always enjoyable. I actually first heard of Mao Mao because I kept seeing clips of the show on Twitter. A lot of people I was following at the time when it was first coming out, sometime like in the summer of last year, they kept giving clips of like funny scenes, and every single scene I saw was just hilarious and goofy and zany. And I kept telling myself, man, I gotta watch this cartoon, and I never got around to it. But now I have plenty of time to get around to it, so I have. And watching those scenes in context, it's pretty much every bit as funny. These characters are insane, they're zany, but not to the point where they're annoying. I find that a character crosses that enjoyable to unenjoyable zaniness through the trope of Flanderization. You guys have probably heard of this trope before. For those of you who have not, Flanderization, and I'm going to kind of paraphrase it, is the phenomenon where you take a character, Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, who it was named after, and you distill them so much into their one-dimensional character quirk that they no longer are a person, they're just kind of an idea. With Flanders, it was like, he's this upstanding Christian man who can do no wrong. And at first, it was kind of funny because you could see the faults in his personality, like when he would make mistakes or when being a good Christian wasn't enough.
Calm down, diddly 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 diddly. They did their best, shoddly diddly diddly diddly. Gotta be nice, hostility diddly diddly diddly. Ah, hell, diddly ding dong crap! Can't you morons do anything right? Hey.
But as the show went on, Flanders became less of a person, more of just the hi diddly-eye neighbor, and that's all he ever was just hi diddly-eye. I'm a perfect Christian feller, and so he became less human. With Mao Mao, you have I'm going to use the main characters being Mao Mao himself, Badger Clops, and Adorabat. You have these three characters who kind of fit three different archetypes. Where Mao Mao is just like, justice, I'm a hero, and the Batman, right? You know, he scowls a lot, and he takes his job very seriously. You have Badger Clops, who's like, oh, dude, yeah, I'm totally chill, man. I'm just gonna sit back and eat my snacks. And then you have Adorabat, who's like the crazy fangirl. In fact, the premiere episode is her wanting to join Mao Mao and Badger Clops, which is why she joins the team. It would be very easy to take these character types and play them to the point where you don't allow them to have any other emotions. What makes Mao Mao, the character, interesting is that you see the cracks in his facade when he's trying to be super serious, but he's also kind of neurotic, and sometimes he goes back on his word out of some pettiness or whatnot, which is a very human thing to do. Badger Clops, even though he's chill, he sometimes feels like he's not taken seriously, or he's underappreciated, or he's taken advantage of. And then Adorabat is very hyperactive to the point of being like psychotic. And, you know, and she's psychotic to the point where everyone around her points it out, like, you need to chill out. Another thing I always find really annoying in characters is when you see that it's very painfully obvious that the writer wants you to justify a character's misdeeds. Like when they're played off as like arrogant or snooty or like, ooh, quirky, I hurt people, and you know, the writer goes out of their way to make the rest of the story kind of make it seem like they're justified in their actions, when normal people would see that and go, no, that's absolutely psychotic. This person is in the wrong, but the story is so try hard and trying to make it seem like they're justified. None of that happens in Mao Mao, and I love it, which means all the strange character quirks that come out are there, bare bone, full force, in the real world. And everyone faces their consequences when stupid things happen to them, and when they cause those stupid things to happen to them. Every character, even down to like some of the side characters, are so interesting and fleshed out that they can make their own fun shows. Like you have the main antagonists of Mao Mao are the Sky Pirates. It's led by this fusion creature known as Orangu Snake. And I can't remember the rest of the characters. You got like Boss Hostrich, who's like, you know, this fine southern gentleman who has this really great scene with the king of the kingdom that Mao Mao and Co. are protecting. Let's see, you got Boss Hostrich, you got the Boomerang Rat. He's funny. You got the weird giraffe. And is that all of them? Maybe? Okay, I think there's 4 of them. If there's one missing, boy, I'm going to look like a fool. But anyway, speaking of the king earlier, King Snugglemane, I believe that's King Snugglemane. You know, he's this foppish fellow and is very flamboyant, and he has this great dynamic with everyone he reacts with. Like there's this really it's a small scene where like he's running this like Great British Bake Off style competition. And like one of the denizens is trying to show off their cake to him, and he casually backhands him and just like, get away, peasant.
Our champions will compete in glorious thumb-to-thumb combat, mostly to please me because I'm very.
Hey, what's going on?
My word!
Hey, I want one of those lollipops.
Be gone, peasant!
This show has such an amazing flexible ensemble. And the fact that they're all allowed to be like off the wall zany, but they never come across as overbearing, is an incredible feat. It's pretty much the peak of like what I wish to achieve, because I love shows that are off the wall and super zany, but when you get to a point where characters become either too big for their britches, in that like the writers are trying to make them sound justified, or they're too flanderized, too one-dimensional, then it becomes very grating. So it's a razor's edge that Mao Mao has managed to ride spectacularly. And I really hope they can maintain that in the episodes and the seasons to come. And if they do, this will easily enter my lexicon of the great cartoons that I have seen in my life. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. All right, people, go ahead and do what you know you got to do by tickling them buttons, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, let me know what you think, comment below. If you want to see new stuff or you just want to have a chat, Go ahead and share the video because it's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for the channel, all that good stuff. And if you want to stalk me elsewhere on the interbutts, I always link to my intro video that has the external links that you can see here on the screen as well if you want to type them in manually, like a peasant, a weird peasant. Why would you do that? Why would you put extra work into it? Anyway, so yeah. With all that said, I thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you all stick around, and until next time, yourselves.